The stock market closed today, Thursday, December 14th, at 37,248. It's the highest point ever. Now, I remember in April 1991 when the stock market was inching over 3,000 and everybody was up in arms waiting for a stock market crash because it was the highest point ever. So it had to go down. And now look, over 1,000 times higher, and the worrywarts are at it again, walking around in their shrouds, holding the end of the world signs. But our economy is not only recovering, it's booming. And in less than 10 minutes, I'm going to explain what that means to the country and to you. Imagine a stock market is like a big game where people buy and sell shares of toy companies. Now, sometimes the prices of these shares go up. Why? Well, it's a bit like when you and your friends really like a new collectible toy, and the more people that want it, then the price goes higher. There are things that show how well a country is doing, like the total value of all the stuff that they make and the services they provide, which is called gross domestic product. When this goes up, it means people want more things, and companies then sell more. And that's good for the companies, and if they're in the stock market, the stock prices go up too. When companies are doing well, they might need more workers. This is a good news for people looking for jobs because it means more opportunities. And when people have jobs, they can earn more money, and when they have more money, they buy more things, and the cycle just keeps going. Now, when the whole country's economy is growing, people who play the stock market game feel really positive about the future. They want to buy more stocks because they think they'll make money as well. But here's the tricky part. Because everyone wants to buy, not many people want to sell their stocks. It's like everyone who wants to keep their favorite toys and see how much they can get for them. This makes the prices of stocks go even higher. And when there are not many stocks for sale, but lots of people who want to buy, it's like a race. And the prices can go up a lot. They might even go up by 20%. And if they do, that's called a bull market. So in simple terms, when the country's doing well and everyone feels positive about the future, the stock prices can go up because lots of people want to buy and not many want to sell. And that's how the stock market game works. Since 1877, there have been 26 bull markets. Bull markets are times when the prices of the pieces of companies or stocks go up a lot. On average, these times lasted about 42 months, and the prices went up by about 87%. So imagine you have a collection of rare toys, and sometimes these toys become super valuable. That's like what happens in the stock market during a bull market. The prices of the toys go really high, like this 1953 Barbie doll that recently sold for $27,000. And other people who also have had them are super happy because their collections become worth much more. Bull markets are like those exciting times when special toys become super valuable, and it can happen even when things are getting better after a tough time. Can we attribute this to our president? Well, yes and no. The president, as the leader of the country, has a say in making and enforcing rules for businesses and markets. They can do this by directly or by choosing important people to help them, like the chair of the Federal Reserve right now, who is Jerome Powell, and he helps make decisions about money that affect the whole country. His goal is for the country to grow and keep prices steady and make sure lots of people have jobs. The Federal Reserve can also change things to help the economy. If they make it harder to borrow money by raising interest rates, it might make the stock market go down. But if they make it easier to borrow by lowering interest rates, it could make the stock market go up. The government can do things that affect how well the stock market does. For example, if the government spends a lot of money building bridges, making roads, it can help make people happy, and that can make the stock market go up. Sometimes the government might also cut taxes, which means people have more money to spend, and this can make the stock market go up also because it makes investors feel good. So even though the president and the government can do things to help or hurt the stock market can also affect them. If the stock market is doing really well, people might like the president more, and it could help them get reelected. But if the stock market's not doing well, it might not be good for the president at election time. So it's like a cycle. What the government does affects the stock market, and how the stock market is doing can also affect the government, especially the president. So now here's what most people want to know. How does this affect my life? When the stock market goes down, you might not want to spend as much because you're worried about losing money. You pare down your spending to necessities only, and when you spend less, the businesses might not make as much money, especially those that sell things that you can live without when money's tight, like fancy cars or entertainment. So when the stock market goes up, it's like a sign that the economy is growing. This makes you more confident and want to buy more things. When you buy more things, businesses make more money because they sell more. They can afford to expand their businesses and hire you, or your spouse, or your kids, or your brother-in-law who's been sleeping on your couch. You're all working, spending money, buying houses, cars, education, and feeling just fine. Even though the president and the government can do things to help or hurt the stock market can also affect them. If the stock market is doing really well, people might like the president more, and it can help them get reelected. But if the stock market is not doing well, it might not be good for the president at election time. Since 1953, there have only been 4 times that the S&P 500 had a price jump of over 70%. The largest was in Obama's first term with a whopping 84.5%. Next was Clinton's first term at 79%. And then Clinton's second term at 72.9%. And lastly, President Eisenhower at 70%. Each of these presidents were elected for a second term. The numbers are not yet in for Biden's first term, but if this historic rise is any indication, he's off to a great start on his 2024 election run. And as the famous James Carville once said about what to focus on in an election year, it's the economy, stupid. Well, thanks for watching. Come back soon to be in the know with news you need to know.